The biggest bottleneck we currently have is steel for purple signs. The chest is completely empty and we are not making enough. But as we soon will have 60% productivity bonus on the Warp Factory floor, I think it's an excellent idea to move the steel processing plant up to the Warp Factory floor. It will benefit from the 60% productivity bonus twice, which means every single iron ore will be turned into 2.5 times as much steel as on the harvester floor. So let's get to it. A normal steel smeltery looks like this, where iron ore is smelted into iron, which is then directly smelted into steel at a 1:1 ratio. But since the productivity on the Warp Factory floor eventually will reach 100%, we can do weird stuff, like this, where we use one iron smelter to feed 2 steel furnaces. That is going to lead to a weird design, where we basically copy this setup and we can just fold it back on itself, like so. And after tinkering with the design for a bit, we eventually find a nice tileable solution like this, where the iron ore flows around the outside like so, and the steel is output down the middle. This furnace feeds into these two, and this furnace feeds into these two. So, let's get building. With War Beacon level 8 complete, we insert what for now will be the last productivity module in the War Beacon. With 84% productivity bonus on the science assemblers and 72% in the labs, that multiplies together to a whopping 216% productivity bonus between science pack ingredients and research technology. Every science pack ingredient now turns in over 3 times its normal beakers of research technology. Nice. Instead of trying to unlock level 9 and 10 on this warp zone, instead we will go for a straight beeline to the Warptorio homeworld, which will allow us to warp back to our home planet. Steel is a major bottleneck, and we need much more purple signs than yellow signs on our way to the Warptorio homeworld. We gotta find a way to get the iron ore out to the new steel smeltery and the steel back into the system. For that we have got to disconnect this steel belt, which will transport iron ore out to the steel smeltery, and somehow find a way to get the steel back into the system over here. Yeah, that's not gonna work. We're gonna need some extra long blue underground belts to make that happen. So we grab some barrels of lubricant and quickly make ourselves some blue belts in these special assemblers. Alright, quite a puzzle, but I think I did it. The iron ore will flow out like so, and the steel will come back like so. On a yellow belt. And after transferring the last of our stone, coal and stone bricks to the Warp Factory floor, that means it is time to deconstruct all the furnaces on this floor and lead the iron ore belt up to the new steel smeltery on the Warp Factory floor. Alright, steel is finally working, but I've been forgetting to research technologies. Now no more distractions. We are going straight for Warpzone homeworld, costing 5000 space signs plus a whole bunch of other technologies, including the expensive Covrex enrichment process, which we are going to need anyway so we can keep making nuclear fuel for our power plant. Space science means rocket launches, so we will also need rocket control unit, the rocket silo itself, and space science, as well as a bunch of Warpzone specific technologies like the Warp Reactor Reassembly Project 7, Warponium Fuel, and Warp Reactor Reassembly Project 8, which requires 3 interesting technologies which I'll talk about later, but which we have sadly not been able to use in this playthrough. Rocket launches require rocket fuel, which we are fortunately able to fit in this corner over here. Of course, the rocket also requires rocket control units, as well as a bunch of other ingredients for the satellite. And indeed, we are feeding one green circuit assembler with only one copper wire assembler. In Warpzone, the normal early game ratios don't apply. In fact, with 76% productivity bonus, this abomination would be more correct. With all of this new machinery, we are exceeding the maximum capacity of our reactor. So we start handcrafting the elements we need for the new nuclear reactor add-on. And we immediately started off with some nuclear fuel to start helping out with production. And we celebrate our new power plant by starting up Covrex enrichment processing. On the Warp factory floor obviously, where we get 60% productivity bonus. Nice. Alright, the reactor and the heat pipes are up to temperature, so it's time to plop down this 40 megawatt power extension. And this increases our maximum power draw to 360 megawatts. We can already see the accumulator is slowly starting to charge up again. The next major bottleneck is red chips, so we try to offset that a bit by putting some speed modules in the assembler. The difference between 68 and 76% productivity bonus is not that much, but this speeds up the machines by almost 50%. Iron and steel are our major bottlenecks, and we aren't really using all of our copper. So that means we can try to save a little bit of power by using tier 2 assemblers for the copper heavy products, reducing their productivity but increasing their speed. Funnily enough, Tier 2 assemblers with speed modules have the same crafting speed as Tier 3 assemblers with productivity modules now. And since they have the same crafting speed with 60% productivity bonus, one copper wire assembler still can keep up with one green chip assembler. Alright, copper wire is no longer reaching the end of the belt, so we do need to tone down the upgrade in speed a little bit. To make sure the red loaders can properly distribute the copper to the left side over here, we also upgrade these select few belts. Now 1.5 belt of copper can flow this way and half a belt of copper can flow that way. We are still facing slight power problems, so it's time to downgrade things like blue signs to the Mark II assembler as well. And we also go around to downgrade some productivity modules to efficiency modules in places that don't really need it. Hopefully that will help. And as the rocket silo technology completes, it's on to the twice as expensive space science technology, obviously. And indeed, we can see the 360 megawatt new maximum is just about barely keeping up with power consumption. And whenever we have a little bit of power to spare, which is usually when Purple Science isn't running due to a steel shortage, we fill that void by switching on 60 megawatts of temporary steel production here in this top alley. Our concrete is done, which means we have all the ingredients we need to make the rocket silo. Of course, we also need 4 more Mark III productivity modules. And we'll throw down the rocket silo in the last unused corner of the base. And while we cannot make satellites and space science just yet, we can definitely start on the rocket construction. With 100% productivity bonus. Nice. With the steel from the temporary smeltery, we give the base a much needed steel infusion. And it's gone. We haven't taken a look outside for a while anymore. And by this time, our safe corner isn't that safe anymore. The pollution cloud is creeping up on us. And the area where we used to mine our iron and uranium has long been swallowed by the sick pollution cloud of the Warp platform. The coal mine is idle and has been for a while since there is no pollution around it anymore. Stone still seems busy, the stone chests are full but stone bricks are still smelting. Soon we will have to make another trip outside to pick everything up again. But not yet. Because we don't want to miss the moment when the first rocket completes. Yeah, the sound effects don't quite match the animation at 17 UPS. We have got to launch several rockets to get home, and we haven't even researched space science yet. Hopefully we can still manage to get off this planet before it all collapses in on itself. Well, we have automated all that we can automate for now. We just have to wait for space science pack to complete, as well as a whole slew of other technologies before we can go back to the home world. So, after we give the base another much needed steel infusion, it is time to head out to the stone mine once again. Unfortunately, this car seems to be a Ford Flintstone model, with the accompanying top speed normally associated with a pair of legs. Same trick once again. For coal we unfortunately cannot use the trick. Even when crafting something like grenades, it is just too much coal to convert in the crafting queue. We simply cannot take enough iron. So instead we are gonna take the copper mining platform. There, that's better. And space science is about to complete as well. And since our copper and iron mine are located close together, we don't even need to make the drive back. We can simply pick up the platform, hop out on the iron side, and we are back. Nice. And the space science complete. We can finally work on launching the first rocket. These holes they let go after the rocket launch sound was finished playing. Anyway, here goes the first rocket up into, well, wherever it's going here from the underground. Nice. But a victory not yet. We still gotta go back to the home world, which will cost us another couple thousand of signs.